Hello Gemini, welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. My name is Catherine and this is your energy forecast for June 2020. So we're going to start off with looking into the current energy. We're then going to be looking into mind, body, and soul, what to allow, what it is that you need to clear, maybe you need to remove, things that you can bring forth into the month of June. We're also going to be looking into relationships, and we're going to be doing some closing messages. So I do have links to my website, Facebook, and Instagram page. I do free readings on Instagram or IGTV once in a while. I also have links if you are interested in any of the cards that I am using down below in the description box. So let's begin by looking into your current energy coming in from May and going into June. And I'm having trouble shuffling these cards. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. So we're looking into energy for Gemini coming in from May into the month of June. I feel like this one. The Hierophant. Okay, so some of you might be looking at your own traditional values this month. Maybe you already were, starting to look into things that I want to say, like your own morality, your own things that you believe in, things that you can trust in, things that you have faith in. I feel that for some of you, this very well may have to do, with your own religious backgrounds, your own family traditions. It may even have to do with current relationships at this time. There might be a marriage in here, the Four of Cups. So I'm actually just going to pull one more just to Three of Wands. Okay, so what I'm getting here for you, Gemini, I feel like for some of you, you may have found either yourselves in a place where you were feeling doing a lot of soul searching as to, again, your own background, okay, your own traditions, your own, things that make you who it is that you are. Okay, you may have actually kind of not accepted some things. That Four of Cups energy is coming in through, and there may have been some of you that have really gone into like a state of a hermit, I want to almost say, but not as in, you may not have been as introspective as the hermit, but you're taking a look, and I feel like you turning your back on some of the things. Like this actually could go into childhood for some of you. You might be turning your back onto childhood issues or problems, or maybe the way that you were raised. And I feel like for some of you, you might be looking at a new traditions or new things that you want to start embracing, moving forward. And I feel like some of that, again, that energy is coming in from May, and it's going into and surrounding the month of June. For some of you, it may even start in the month of June, but this is what I'm getting. You're really looking into past, like I said, things that, you may have been raised with, or maybe things like, family values, family traditions. You're turning your back. You're not really accepting them. You're trying to find your own way at this point is what I'm getting. You may have actually been sort of felt like you were held down by things, of a traditional sense, again, within your own family, within things that surrounded you, but you're ready to find your own new direction now. You're looking for a new path is what I'm getting. I'm just taking a sip of water. We're going to do some clarifying cards here. Okay, so what did I just say? Family. I really truly love the way the cards can come out. Family and tribe. You might be releasing some of that old things from from family. Now this doesn't have to be even current family. This can be past lives, or maybe even friends that have surrounded you. It could sometimes, that tribe could be co-workers as well. But I feel like maybe you're not, if it does have to do with career, for instance, I feel like you're kind of turning your back toward the way things are maybe perhaps done at your current occupation. Okay, you're wanting to find a new path, or find a path that will make you happier. Again, family and tribe, you may have done a lot of soul searching within that, and you're just turning your back. That isn't the way that you want to continue to live your life. Maybe you're hanging on to, or you were hanging on to, old energy from, family, friends, whatever it was. But I do feel this has to do with your immediate tribe. Okay, however that is. Pride is coming through. So I feel like for some of you, you might be in a sense of pride, like you have more pride for yourself. For some of you, you might be looking at the way that family has done things in the past, and you're trying to find that new path forward, and you're doing it with pride, like you have more pride in yourself, is what I'm getting for some of you. You might be looking at the way, maybe you just don't agree with the way your family is, or your tribe is. This could actually be with friends, and you're looking at this going, I have more pride than the way that they're behaving at this particular point in time. Or maybe old family values or traditions. I'm actually finding my sense of pride. Okay, I don't need to be who they were, especially sometimes if we come from like a dysfunctional of some sort background. If we have old habits, so, this could be, drinking, gambling, whatever it is. You're now looking forward into your own future and recognizing the fact that you have more pride. And that's what I'm getting for some of you. So again, take that as it resonates within you. Procrastination. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you were actually hanging on to that energy for way longer than you really needed to do so. Okay, I feel like for some of you, you're finally stepping into your own power. You're looking at this and going, yeah, this is not who I am. I've lived in this old kind of funky energy, this energy that really has never resonated with me before. I've lived in it for way too long. I'm done with that. I have more pride in myself. I really keep hearing those words coming through. So, if that wasn't the energy that you're bringing into June, I feel that June, maybe this might be what you're needing to look into. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to do with particularly family. This could be the people that are around you, that tribe. Okay. And you may have even been kind of already turning your back towards a lot of these things. And again, looking for, your own path, your own set of values that make you who you are. Okay. And I feel it for some of you also too. It is time to gather a hold of your pride. Okay. If you were living in some sort of circumstances, or even, some sort of tradition or some sort of value that weren't resonating with you. Maybe you were just feeling like, I'm just feeling dissatisfied now. I'm feeling dissatisfied with how I was. It's time to gather that pride and move forward. It's okay to do so. Sometimes we need to also let go of pride. So if you are feeling like maybe, for some of you, this is going to resonate a little bit more, is where you maybe were turning your back toward family and values, and you were doing so because of your pride. Maybe it's time to set that path toward the things that you're resonating stronger with. If you're feeling that family and tribe, are strong and important, and you're seeing them as dynamic people or dynamic energies that are around you, and you were living in sort of this phase of turning your back towards that, maybe it's now time to drop your pride and move forward. Don't procrastinate on it. Just go ahead and do it. Sometimes, and again, for those that this resonates with, sometimes we just have to suck it up and move forward, right? We have to let go of that pride in order to make ourselves happier, to recognize what it is that we want. So we're going to look into energies for the mind, body, and soul, what to allow to come in, maybe what to focus on for the month of June. Okay, so we're looking into energies of what to focus on what to allow, mind, body, and spirit for the month of June. That's what we're looking into. I'm just going to move this over here. Serenity. Serenity is really actually, it's actually come up in a few readings today, for other horoscopes. And I feel like now's the time. I feel like with a lot of, the chaos that's currently going around us, I feel like it's really important that we find ourselves, we find that serenity within ourselves. And, going back, if it is a matter of pride in some way, or you're turning your back towards things that were maybe perhaps chaotic, or that you were creating the chaos for yourself, even if it wasn't external, it's time to find that inner peace. And it says the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. So, if you are of a sensitive nature, okay, and what I mean by that is sensitive, whether it's in emotions or whether it's in spirit, maybe you're empathic, you pick up different energies that are going on. This can actually throw us into sort of a state of chaos. I know, myself and a few of my friends that, are psychics or intuitives, however we want to say it. We've been feeling a lot of the energy that's coming through. So whether this is, because of that, or whether, again, it might be more closely directed or related to you, it's time to find that serenity within yourself is what I'm getting for the month of June, Gemini. Embrace the moment. Yeah, embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. This is actually happening. What is actually happening is that you are changing your energy. So sometimes, when we are going through those changes, when we go through different inner thoughts or feelings that we may be releasing or allowing to come through, we do need to embrace the moment instead of getting caught up in the chaos that's within our mind. And I do feel that for some of you, you have sort of turned your back towards for some of you, this may be a positive thing. You might be looking at the chaos and kind of you're deciding, no, I'm just not going to pay attention to it. Okay, you are embracing the moment. So that might resonate with some of you as well. You're just not letting the crap that's going on around the world at this particular moment. There's utter chaos and it's sad and it's hard. And, but sometimes for our own sanity, we need to just sort of turn our back towards it. Okay, and embrace the moment of now and embrace that serenity that you need to find within yourself. Take a moment, stop. Now is not the time to rush into a decision you're about to make. Before this important decision is made, take a moment to pause and quiet your mind so that you can ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward. So yeah, sometimes we tend to do things impulsively. We really don't put a lot of consideration or thought into it. And that doesn't mean by taking the inner peace, but I do mean, that kind of turning your back away energy. Sometimes it is what we need, but sometimes we tend to just, this is what I'm hearing in my head for you, Gemini, is sometimes you sort of put everything into one package and you turn away from everything. So even if it may be that, family and friends or, your tribe is what you're turning your back towards, it may not need to be all of it. Okay, not everybody is going to be the same, and I feel like that might be something that you need to recognize and swallow your pride and maybe go forward toward the people that you've put into the package of everybody else. Okay, it's sort of like not everybody is bad, not everybody is good. So take out what it is that you feel you need out of that. But I do feel that before making a hasty decision in regards to what it is that you're maybe moving toward, or maybe what you're wanting to completely release, is just take a moment and check to see if you're not putting everything or everybody into the same field or the same package. Okay. It really says, again, that serenity, embrace the moment. Sometimes, and I just keep getting being impulsive, being too impulsive. And I'm kind of getting the impression of like, you don't want to burn bridges that don't need to be burned. Okay. And that might, again, resonate for some of you. Take it as it is, take the message as it comes, even if it's not the exact message. I feel that for some of you, you might be going, well, that kind of fits what I'm saying, but it's not exactly. But then that's okay. Just take it as you're feeling it's fitting for you at this particular moment. But I do feel that some of you need to maybe just take a step back. Okay, find that peace within yourself before making a decision or being too hasty with something, okay, before rushing into what it is that you were thinking about doing. So we're going to look at, we're going to get some clarifying messages for this. So the Three of Autumn, your most satisfying and profitable career comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. So this is also the Three of Pentacles. So it, it also talks about cooperation. All right. So, it's time to follow your passions. It's time to follow what it is truly within your heart. At the same time, you may also want to look at things and try to find a cooperative way to work with those around you. And again, if this does have to do with that family and friends, you may be able to work with them on a different level, providing that, compassion, cooperation, all of that. I feel like, again, for some of you, it may be a matter of pride. Okay, that's coming through here. I'm also getting here too. It's interesting because we've got that Three of Wands energy. We've also got the Three of Pentacles energy. So I feel that you're trying to create something new. You're trying to create that new path. You're trying to create that new goal. You're trying to create it. It might even possibly be as deep as a different way of life for yourself in some aspect, is what I'm getting. All right. King of Summer. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. Yeah. Again, going into, working with others, working in some sort of way that is bringing collaboration. I do feel this King of Summer coming in. So this is the King of Cups in traditional tarot. And, I do feel that there is people that you can trust around you. It doesn't all need to be just yourself. You don't need to turn your back on, on absolutely everybody. I do feel for some of you as well, that King of Summer is allowing yourself to really explore your inner emotions. Maybe some of you is sort of, that turning the back. This could be somebody that's trying to come in as far as a relationship goes as well. And you may have been, kind of turning your back towards it. There could be some pride in there as well. Maybe there was something that caused some sort of, dissatisfaction within the relationship, but it is saying really explore your emotions. Don't make a hasty decision. So if you're thinking about maybe walking away from a relationship or, maybe just not pursuing a relationship, really explore your feelings first and remove your pride before making that decision. This is what it's saying. It doesn't mean that you still won't come to the same conclusion, which you very well might, but you're going to be making a clear and conscious decision as opposed to something done in haste, is what I'm getting. And again, the Two of Cups. So this is the lovebird, and it says you're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Just what I said. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. So if you were thinking about maybe ending something in a matter of haste, and again, that doesn't always need to be romantic. It can be just relationships, again, with that family and pride. For some of you, it might actually be relationships. It could be marriage. It could be, whatever it is. But it is saying to take some time, even if you're in a state, if you were in a state of dissatisfaction, really take a look at your inner self before making that decision. Sometimes we tend to jump and we blame others for our own feelings. And some of those feelings can be coming from places, that are external, that have nothing to do with us. It could be just like I said, a gathering of energy. I'm literally honestly seeing for Geminis, like I'm seeing like this ball of energy that's sort of coming in, and you're sort of pushing away at it like you don't want it. And some of it is very positive energy, but you're sort of gathering it all into one big lump, and you're going, I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. I just just none of it. I'm just going to do this. I'm going, and that's just a matter of pride. And it's telling you, let go of some of that pride. Really take that time, go into yourself, discover what it is that you want. For some of you, this very well could be that you were thinking about going into a relationship again, or this could be a current relationship. And I feel like there is, really look into how you're feeling about this person. It could be job, it could be career, it could be hobbies, whatever it is, whatever aspect of your life. But before just making that hasty decision, really take a look inside, really discover your own emotions in regards to it. I feel like for some of you, there might be somebody coming in this month as well, or somebody that you've been thinking about, maybe possibly embracing a relationship with or bringing forward, or maybe you're just even wanting to reach out and consider a relationship with them. But make sure you have all your own bugs worked out, is what I'm saying. Don't worry about other people's at this point. It's time to really focus in on your own emotion and gather your own emotional strength. Okay, so these are things to allow this month. We're going to be looking into what to release or what to clear for the month of June. All right. Release and clear for the month of June for Gemini. It's really hard right now to sort of, we're feeling a lot of energy. I think everybody is, feeling the energy of everything that's going on. And it's hard not to get either caught up into it, or sometimes we just want to shut it down and just not pay attention to it. And, you've got to figure out, what is best for you within yourself, but you have to be in an emotionally strong place in order to make the right decision. Okay. Mend a broken heart, fairy, healing from heartache. Yeah. So again, this very well could be, maybe somebody did you wrong in here. This, again, it could be family. It could be, a relationship. It could be, some sort of that tribe coming through. I feel like again, instead of just making a hasty decision. And sometimes, even though the decision might end up the same, if there was some sort of, let's say that, this 3 of autumn energy that came in, if there was some sort of heartache, that could be very well a 3-party situation. But, before just slamming the door is what I'm getting. Before slamming the door, maybe take some time and do some of the healing that is needed first. Maybe that's a bridge that you don't want to burn. Maybe there is something that you can fix. Maybe you're also looking at the situation in maybe looking at it from a different perspective may also help mend that heart, is what I'm getting. So, fairy of the green world, the natural world needs you. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, again, going back into that energy of, sometimes we're feeling the chaos and stuff around the world. Remember that, the earth is really good. This is like a circumstance that is going to start healing itself. And maybe it is time to take that time to yourself. Go out into the woods, go take a walk. These are things that you can help release. It can help release that energy of that heartache. You can help release the energy of what it is that you feel might be holding you back. Dried flower fairy, sweet memories. It's interesting because, again, looking back into that family and tribe, I feel like all those old memories or old thoughts and feelings, patterns, behaviors that are no longer needed for you. This is what you may have been going through, in the month of May going into June. This might even be popping up in June. And I feel like some of you might be, sort of looking back and reliving some memories. And again, kind of turning your back towards those traditions that we saw at the beginning of this reading. And sometimes when we look at old memories, that can bring heartache as well. Okay, so it is really telling you here, heal first, make a decision after you're doing some healing. Do some introspection, look inside of yourself first before just, jumping to a conclusion. It doesn't mean that the conclusion isn't going to be the same, but just take a look at it from a different perspective first. All right. Okay, we're going to get some clarifying cards in regards to this, the Four of Pentacles. So, it's interesting because we had that Four of Cups energies earlier as well, turning your back towards something. But here's the thing, here's the interesting thing, is even though we may turn our back towards something and we're going, I'm not going to listen anymore, I don't want this energy anymore, if we don't release it and heal it, we're not letting go of it, is what I'm getting. Okay, so we need to, just because we're, can't hear, can't see, can't, can't speak, can't see, can't hear, that those three monkeys type of energy, even if we're turning our back towards it, we have to allow it to heal too. Okay, maybe sometimes we just need to go back through our old memories and release the pain, release, allow forgiveness, not only for the people, but also for ourselves, is what I'm also feeling in here. Okay, so it is time to just release, is what I'm getting. Yeah, and that Ace of Swords coming through. So this is something that you actually already know. I feel like you're just, that pride is coming through, that ego is coming through. For some of you, I'm just being honest, like you're holding on to stuff that you don't need to even hold on. You actually already know all of this. It feels like you're, for some of you, that you're just kind of purposely staying in this position of ego and pride. Okay, maybe there's something that you need to apologize for to others. Okay, and that could, bring about that ego and pride too. But either way, this energy of this Ace of Swords coming through is you already know, you're already receiving the insights, from Spirit telling you, look at, in order to heal yourself, you need to do this, whether it's apologize or allow the apology to come through, or you don't even need to actually, if it's something far in the past, you don't need to actually speak to the person. You just need to allow that memory to come through and allow it to heal, is what I'm getting. Okay. So, the natural world needs you. I feel like it's just, for some of you, it's time to live in that moment of now as well, the natural world. You don't need to spend your time in, the past or in the future. One has happened, one hasn't happened yet. You don't need to focus that energy. Try to start focusing in on the here and now of what it is that is going on currently, and allow yourself to do the work that is needed in order to make yourself heal. So we're going to be looking into relationships for you, Gemini. See what's coming through. Now, these, again, relationships don't need to be particularly, on a romantic sense. They can be friends, family. It's a basically all-encompassing of relationships, however it resonates with you. Okay. I'm just going to move that here. All right, so I feel like this one here. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So again, looking into, there may have been, somebody that has hurt you. Maybe for some of you, again, take this how it resonates. Maybe some of you are, kind of kicking yourself because you didn't pay attention to the red flags. Okay. And you might be in this state, because we did have that card of heartbreak coming through. You could be, placing blame upon yourself. You could be placing blame on another person, whatever it is. But I do feel like, you knew what to pay attention to as far as the red flags. Okay. You had that knowledge, that Ace of Swords energy. You had, you already knew, your mind was already telling you about that. And I do feel that it's time to let that go. Okay. Again, you don't need to burn bridges, but you need to let go of the energy that was surrounding it, whether it, it has to do with you, whether it has to do with other people. And it does talk about attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So allow yourself to go into the energy of the now, this energy of the present, okay? Instead of focusing on the past, instead of focusing on the future. I really feel that for some of you, you're scared to walk into a relationship simply because you didn't pay attention to the red flags from past relationships. And that's where that mending that heartache is also coming through. It's time to mend that heartache in order to allow romantic love to come through to you now. Okay. And even if you're in a current relationship, you might be in a committed relationship as of right now. I do feel the same thing. Maybe you didn't see certain things from past relationships, and you could be putting that onto your partner right now. And instead of living in the moment of this partnership or this committed relationship, you might be sort of placing blame on them for other people's past mistakes. Okay, or your own past mistakes. So it's really saying here, try living in the moment, try letting go, start doing the healing, and you might see that renewal of that relationship or a new relationship coming through that we were seeing with that, Two of Cups energy coming through and that King of Swords. When we start really recognizing our own emotional maturity, our own emotional feeling, that our well-being, when we start repairing ourselves, we allow that love to come through. So again, if this is current, or whether this is past, present, future, however it is, if you're wanting somebody to come in, it does talk about the same thing. Allow the old to let go, bring in the new. Okay, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So again, for those of you that are in committed relationships already, it's really saying here, live in the moment and allow yourself to work on this current relationship. Okay. And if you're seeking a relationship, work on this partnership with yourself, because when we release our pride, our ego, when we stop blaming others, or even we stop blaming ourselves for past things, we are really working on a partnership with ourselves and allowing a new love to come through. Especially, if you're seeking a relationship, that's exactly what will happen, is because really the deepest relationship, I know this is cliche, but the deepest relationship is within ourselves. But if we're holding on to that old, icky energy, we're not allowing it to come through. Okay. Stop blaming yourself if you didn't see all the signs in past relationships. Or again, maybe maybe there's signs that are coming through with your current relationship, and you've really got to take a look at it. But before you jump the gun, before you burn bridges, I feel like there needs to be some sort of communication. There needs to be some sort of, even a bit of solitude we had seen. Take some time to yourself and really analyze what is going on within yourself. Allow yourself to get into that King of Cups energy where he's embracing his own emotions. So getting some clarifying cards. Yeah, Four of Wands. So I definitely feel that for some of you, this has to do already with either a relationship that's trying to come in, or it could be in regards to your current relationship. The Four of Wands is all about contentment. It's feeling that feeling of contentment. It's allowing yourself to, I always look at this too, is like that soulmate card, that Two of Cups energy, that soulmate card. This is, it's almost like 11:11. You can see these posts here. That's what I always look at. And when I see this card, to me, it just means like being in this complete and happy and fulfilling relationship. Now, again, if this relationship, it might be within yourself, it might be within others, but I feel that for a good portion of you, this has to do with, either your current relationship and you're trying to seek this Four of Wands energy where you're just feeling content within it, or you're trying to, bring in a new energy of romantic love. And again, you have to really love yourself first. You do have to let go of that pride, that ego, that pain, do that healing that is needed to do. And I feel like coming in from May and going into June, this is allowing you to be able to do that. We've also got that Queen of Wands energy. So the Queen of Wands is a very strong, dynamic type of person. And it's telling you, in doing that releasing and doing that healing, this is what you're bringing forth. And now we've got the Queen of Cups. So we've got that Queen of Cups and we've got the King of Cups energy. I love it. Because to me, I take a look at that and it's like, that's a partnership. You know, there's a partnership that is in here somewhere. And again, you know, if you're not currently in a relationship, this could be what you're working on in June in order to bring it forward. Okay, it may not appear in June, but doing the work in June is going to help it appear. And again, bringing yourself into this Queen of Wands energy, who is strong, dynamic, confident, self-assured. You know, they're not worried about things that happened in the past. They're not holding on to that junk, you know, and they're not sitting there in the future, like looking into the future full of anxiety or worry. They're just, you know, they're just strong in themselves. They're dynamic. They're strong. They have, you know, they embrace themselves. They're self-assured. You know, they've basically got it all going on at this point in time. So that's the energy that I'm feeling from that. And I'm feeling like June is going to be very, very strong for many of you Geminis in regards to relationships. Again, it might be just a relationship within yourself. It could be with somebody else, current, somebody coming in, but I feel like this is the month that things are going to be renewed and rejuvenated. Okay, you do have to just let go of a little bit of that pride and ego though, in order to create this and allow it to happen. So we're going to close off this reading from a message from, I just dropped a paper, sorry, from a message from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Now I am going to be reading from the book because I do love the messages that come through in the book for these cards. Okay, and we are looking for a card for Gemini for the month of June. I just actually dropped the card. It really wanted to come out and fly, so just give me a second. All right, water. I love that. Let's see what water has to say. So let me just find it. All right, water. Water symbolizes purification, rejuvenation, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing. It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self. Exactly what we were talking about. Many myths around the world speak of the great flood and new life that is revealed after deluge. Water begins without boundaries. Then, as soon as form has separated itself from water, it comes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. The invitation of the card is, when water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Exactly what we were talking about. Know that they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. Yeah, don't go, take the time. Don't go burning any bridges at this moment. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust that you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arrives. Natural flow is here. Go with it. So again, I feel like, just really, before making a drastic decision or before jumping ahead and, turning something away or even accepting it, allow your emotions, become stronger within your own emotional self is what I'm getting. The medicine. Now is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this. What water does to the flesh, it does to the sacred ritual, to the spirit. The spiritual cleansing, like baptism, is the opportunity to get an instantaneous experience of the timeless, non-ordinary reality in which all true creation takes place. Now is the time that is pregnant with potential for you. Carl Jung talked about the material womb-like significance of water as a universal symbol. Water represents the potentiality of existence. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergent from it is manifestation. Immersion in it is dissolution of form. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. Make way for the process. You can expect it to be messy, but worth it. Yeah, so when we just to recap here, okay? When we go into ourselves, Okay, when we allow ourselves to take that moment, when we embrace the moment, when we look for the serenity that's within us, and look at this is, blue as well, that this water energy is really coming through. It helps us to regenerate. It helps us to heal when we're making these split decisions that, aren't to our benefit. Okay. And it doesn't mean that the conclusion of the benefit, the decision isn't to your benefit. You might come to the same conclusion, but you're doing it with a mature and healthy state of mind, body, and soul. When we're jumping to make a conclusion or jumping to, a decision, we're really focusing in on the negative aspects of all of that, all of the issues that are surrounding that decision, instead of embracing the issue as a whole, like separately. Okay. And again, I feel like for some of you, you might be clumping people or putting everybody into one package. So just because somebody hurt you in the past doesn't mean that the next person is going to hurt you. Okay. Maybe you're in a crappy relationship right now, but if you let it go and embrace the fact that it's, the fault doesn't matter. You don't need to go throwing blame. You don't need to throw blame on yourself. You don't even need to throw blame on them. Unless it's abusive, of course, but I do feel that you need to look at the situation as a whole. Take responsibility for what you can take responsibility for. Allow that pride and ego to, remove itself. Allow that pride and ego to, allow yourself to move past this. You don't need to stay in that energy, okay? Really embrace the situation as it is. And again, like I said, don't clump people all into one group. Not everybody is the same, okay? And this is what I feel is going to be really coming forth within the month of June. I also do feel that for some of you, new relationships are going to be coming through, or a regeneration of a relationship. And again, that relationship could ultimately be with yourself, but I think that for most of you, this is including somebody else, but you just have to clear that energy, allow the healing to come through in order to embrace it. So I truly hope that this has helped, Gemini. Please like and subscribe if you did find that this reading resonated with you. Please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear how this reading did resonate with you, and if you felt that it helped in any way. So thank you so much. Take care and enjoy the month of June.